Hello, the wonderful candidates. Welcome to Educate. Let us do this June 2024 question paper from the Northern Cape Department of Education. It says Duchenne muscular dystrophy, DMD, is a neuromuscular disorder that is caused by a recessive allele XD on the X chromosome. So this is a sex-linked inheritance type of situation, because you can see that it is on the X chromosome. Remember that sex-linked inheritance, it sits on the X chromosome. It now says that the allele for normal neuromuscular functioning is X with a capital letter D, because small letter d is a recessive allele. This is actually a bonus tip that the department gave you, because the fact that you have got X with a D as someone that is infected with this muscular dystrophy, it means automatically X with a capital letter D is someone who is normal. Okay, you should know that by default, even if the statement does not tell you. Here they just did mess on you. So now it says now the inheritance of DMD in a family is shown in the diagram below. So here is your key to study. When the circle is empty, then it's an unaffected female. When the square is empty, it's an unaffected male. When the square is shaded, it's a DMD male, a male with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And then when the circle is shaded, it's a female that has got this condition as well. So now it says how many generations are shown in this family. Remember, these are free marks that you should get. The generations, you just count the rows of individuals that we have. We have got, this is row 1 that has got individual A and B. This is row 2 that has got individual C and D as well as others. This is row 3 that has got 3 individuals. So we've got 3 generations, 1, 2, 3. These are easy marks that you should get. So this is 3. So you can say for 2.3.1, you have got 3 generations. And then now state the phenotype of individual C. If you look at individual C is shaded. Remember, the phenotype is the physical characteristic. You can just extract this from the key itself, because the key says that when the square is shaded, then it's a male that has got DMD. So that is the phenotype, because the phenotype, it is the condition, the physical condition or the physical state represented by this individual. So in this case, we can just go straight ahead and say 2.3.2. The phenotype for individual C is a male that is affected, or male with DMD, male with DMD, male that is having this muscular dystrophy, Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And then that's going to give you 1 mark as well. So this is 1, this is 1. And then 2.3.3, it asks us 2.3.3, give all the possible genotypes. Now we want the genotypes. Give all the possible genotypes for individual F. Individual F is an unaffected, someone that doesn't have the condition, the disease. In this case, remember that here, individual F is someone that is not infected. It's a female. So since this is a sex-linked inheritance, you must represent that she would have an X and X. So you write X, X. Now on deciding on the genotypes, the fact that the female is normal, it means that she must have the capital letter D. But it is possible for her to have 2 capital letter Ds, as in 2 dominant alleles. When she has got 2 dominant alleles, she's not affected, she's not infected, or she doesn't have this Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So this is the first possibility for individual F. Or the other possibility that she can have, you still write the XX, because it's a sex-linked inheritance type of situation. Remember that for her to be in this to be normal in this case, she must definitely have a dominant allele, capital letter D, dominant allele. But she can also have a small letter D, a recessive allele as well, but still be normal. This is just the effect showing the Mendel's law of inheritance that states that when we have got a homozygous and a heterozygous condition, they will have the same phenotype, because the fact that we have got a dominant allele here, capital letter D, it will be the one that will show up in the phenotype for the individual. So whenever you are having someone that has got a dominant condition, they can be either in a homozygous dominant state or in a heterozygous state. Just like this female F, she doesn't have the condition, and the condition is caused by um, a recessive allele, a small let. So it means that the fact that she's normal, she must have X with a capital letter D. But the combination can differ. It can be X with a capital letter D and another X with a capital letter D, or it can be X with a capital letter D and another X with a small letter D. So this small letter D, it is maxed. So basically we say that the female that carries a recessive allele, but the female is not affected with the condition, then that female, we actually say that she's a carrier female, because females can be carrier. They can carry the allele that is causing the condition, but still they can be normal due to this dominant allele that is masking the condition. Then 2.3.4, explain why individual A can only be heterozygous for this condition. So individual A can only be heterozygous. You are being told, you are not trying to prove it. You are trying to prove it, but you already know that is true. That individual A, this female here, this female A, she can only be in a heterozygous condition. So she can only be X capital letter D, X small letter d. She cannot be in a homozygous dominant condition. Explain why is that. I've done a similar question here. I will also drop the link in the description. You look, for you to be able to assign the genotypes for the parents, you look at the offspring. So basically, you have to explain why does the female have a capital letter D? Because heterozygous is capital letter D, small letter d. Why can this female have a capital letter D? And also explain why can this female have a small letter d. And you are done. You just explain those two things. Let's first explain the dominant allele. What valid reason can we say that this female has a dominant allele for? In this case, the female is normal, and according to the statement, the allele for the normal neuromuscular function, it is X with a capital letter D, or it's a dominant allele on the X chromosome. Alright, so the fact that the female A is normal, it means that she has the capital letter D. So you have explained how do we end up having capital letter D. You say that female A is a normal female or is an unaffected female. She doesn't have the condition. She is unaffected. She is unaffected female. Hence, she has, it's a point, hence she has a dominant allele. She has a dominant allele. You can just write X with a capital letter D. Or you can say that she is a normal female. She is a normal. She's unaffected or she's a normal. You are trying to explain where are we getting this a capital letter D, this dominant allele. It's because she's a normal. Because basically, according to the statement, the allele for normal neuromuscular functioning is X with a capital letter D. So you have explained one part. Female is unaffected. Therefore, she would have a dominant allele. Now explain why can you say that she has a recessive allele. You look at the children now. When you look at the children, you've got you can see that individual A and individual B, they gave birth, in this case, they gave birth to 4 children. It is 1, it is 2, it is 3, it is 4. So these are 4 offspring. These are 4 babies that have already been given birth to by these 2 individuals, A and B. So it's a family of 4, something like that. So basically, now if you look at these individuals, you look at their phenotypes. Do they have the same phenotype? Are they the same? No, they are not the same, because individual C has the condition muscular dystrophy and he's a male. So individual C has got the genotype XY, and this X has got a recessive allele because she has the condition. So it means he has the condition. He has the recessive allele as well. So basically, you want to explain that individual C, or the offspring individual C, individual C is an affected. He does have the condition. Is an affected male, meaning that he has the condition X with a small letter d and Y. So you have already explained here. So now you explain that for this individual, since you see that individual C is the baby of individual A. So in other words, individual A is a mother to individual C. So now it means that the baby, the individual C, has inherited this X with a small letter d from the mother. Okay, because the father can only give X and Y. So you have got X, Y, something like this. So the father is normal. It must be a capital letter D. So for this individual C, or this baby, to be affected with this Duchenne muscular dystrophy, he could only have received an X chromosome from the mother, because a boy or a male only receives one X chromosome. He receives it from the mother, definitely. Okay, from the father, he will get the Y chromosome. All right, so every male receives that X from the mother. All right, and then now in this case, this male definitely has got an X with a small letter d. So it means he inherited. You explain that this allele was inherited. Okay, let me just write it in short. You explain that this allele X with a small letter d, the one that is infected. So X with a small letter d was inherited. This allele that has got the condition was inherited from the mother, or you can say from the individual A, because we are talking about individual A. So now that's how you explain why individual A is in a heterozygous state, or can only be in a heterozygous state. You have explained that she has a dominant allele because she is not sick, and then she has a recessive allele because the son has a recessive allele, means that the son has inherited that recessive allele from this woman, which is his mother A. All right, let's look at 2.3.5 now. Individual E marries a woman who is normal. So individual E marries a woman who is normal. So let's just try to look who is individual E. Individual E, it is this male here. This is individual E. All right. This male here is normal, all right? The male is normal. And since this is a sex-linked inheritance, we can say that the genotype for individual E is X, Y, and then this X has a capital letter D because he is normal. For the male, it is only one way. The male can never be a carrier because he has got only one X chromosome. So this is X with a capital letter D and a Y. So that is the genotype for individual E. Now they say individual E marries a woman who is normal for neuromuscular functioning, but carries the recessive allele. So this is a carrier female. You can hear the carriers in it. So it's a female that has got this state, the one that we have done here on 2.3.3, this state. The female is normal indeed. The female does not have the condition in the phenotype. The condition doesn't show in the phenotype of the female, but the female carries the recessive allele, though it is masked by the dominant allele. So now they want you to use a genetic cross to show the percentage of the offspring that will have DMD. So let's just write down the genotype for individual E and say that individual E has that genotype X with capital letter D and Y because it's a male. So you are going to write this is P1. You write phenotype. The phenotype for the male in this case is going to be a normal male because you saw that individual E does not have the condition. So it's a normal male. you are crossing this with a female who is also normal, so it's also a normal female, but this female is a carrier, so it's a normal carrier female. It's not really penalized for writing, you're not really penalized for writing carrier or not, so I'll just put that in brackets. So we have got a normal male as well as a normal female, but that female carries the recessive allele for the condition. So the genotype in this case, the normal male is given by XY, and this X from the male must have a capital letter D because it doesn't have the condition, of course. And then normal carrier female, X with a capital letter D, X with a small letter d. This capital letter D is just dominant that makes the female to be normal, but the small letter d is a recessive allele that is being carried by the female because according to the statement, the female carries the recessive allele, but she is normal. So now, after genotypes, you talk about meiosis because that follows. Meiosis will occur. Meiosis, which will lead to the formation of gametes. And then the gametes here will be X with a capital letter D, comma, Y. You separate. And then crossing with X with a capital letter D, comma, X with a small letter d. And then the gametes will fertilize because these are just sperm cells and ova. So they will fertilize. So fertilization will occur. So when they fertilize here, X with a capital letter D will cross with the first X with a capital letter D from the female side. So this is X with a D, X with a D as well. And then we now go to the next combination. X with this capital letter D will cross with this X with a small letter d from the female side. So this will be X with a capital letter D, X with a small letter d from the female. Because here we are creating the genotypes for the F1 generation. So we are creating the genotypes for the F1 generation, the possible genotypes, if it happens that fertilization occurs. So now the third combination that we can have here, it is this Y chromosome from the male mating with this crossing with this X chromosome from the female with a capital letter D. So this will give you X with a capital letter D and Y. Remember, you always start with X, then you follow with Y, even though the order here is different. You start with X, then you follow with Y. And then the last combination, it is this Y from the father combining with this X with a small letter D from the mother. X with a small letter D as well as Y. So this is a boy, it's a female, it's a male. So this is X with a small letter D, this one, combining with the Y. So you must always have 4 possible genotypes for a monohybrid cross. And then now you go ahead and you construct also the phenotype for the offspring. The phenotype in this case, you can see the first one, it's a female. And this female is a normal female. The second one is also a female. The female is also normal as well. Okay, here in this case, they say use a genetic cross to show the percentage of the offspring that will have DMD. In this case, basically, we have got a normal female here. We have got a normal male here. These two are normal. We've got 3 normal people here. We've got 3 people who will not have the condition. We have got 3 people who have the dominant allele, because when you say that they are normal in this context of this question, when you say that they are normal, it means that they have this dominant allele. According to the statement, the dominant allele, I repeat grade 12, the dominant allele X with a capital letter D, it is the one that tells us that they are normal, alright? So in this case, for our genetic cross, the dominant allele here is present here, it is also present here, it is also present here. So all of these 3 possible genotypes, 3 out of 4 possible genotypes, 3 of them, they have got what? They have got a normal. So these are 3 normal individuals. 3 normal individuals. They didn't say we should be specific on male and female, but in actual fact, we have got 2 normal females, 1 normal male. All right. And then the last possibility, this one in purple, X with a small letter D, is a male that has got the condition. So it is 1 individual with a condition, one DMD individual. We are not looking at their genders. If the question says how many females, you look at the females. If it says how many males, you look at the males only. But in this case, it just says show the percentage of the offspring. All right, not really specific on their gender. So in this case, they want the percentage of the offspring that will have DMD. In this case, it's only one possibility. So it's 1 out of 4 possibilities multiplied by 100. Because here basically we've got 4 possible genotypes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 possible genotypes. So 1 out of those 4 possible genotypes is equals to 25%. So there are 25% chances for getting or of getting an individual that that has the condition when giving birth or when making the baby. But in essence here, if they ask what is the percentage chance of having a female with DMD, it's going to be 0% chance, because all of the females here are normal. You can see that this female and this female, they will have normal genotypes. All right, so basically there are 0% chances of getting a female that has the condition. There is 25% chances of getting a male that has the condition. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends to also stay tuned.